You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are back. Beards talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Battered Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. $3.99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 460 of the Battered Herons podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Garan, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I'm dragging, dude. It's been an eventful Monday. We're just getting the week started.
Yeah.
So it's like a high and a low. We got a big week coming up, big game coming up, but just, exhausted.
Yeah, and I guess we can start with that. The reason it was exhausting, I was at work and I was mentally checked out while I was at work because I was trying to make sure that I would be free at both 10 and 1 o'clock because I wasn't sure if 10 o'clock I would by some miracle get access. I didn't. And then 1 o'clock I did, and it ended up being a hot mess also. I know it says it's the first topic, and we could touch on it a little bit if you guys want. And if you want, Chris, but we are going to have a couple people stop by that are also season ticket holders that can maybe give us their opinions also. So I figured maybe we could table that until the end and circle around back. But I don't know if you want to say anything before we skip over that, because, this, to me, that was the topic of the day. I understand that Inter Miami, we do the podcast, and the majority of people that watch this podcast aren't season ticket holders, so maybe they don't care as much. So I don't want to bog them down at the beginning of the show just talking season tickets. But is there anything you want to bring up? The fact that the tickets were priced so freaking high, like, it caught me off guard. I knew that they would be pricey, but the prices caught me off guard.
The fact that when we got in, there was like 7,000 people in a queue, like that alone is just a disaster. And then to top it off, just the frustration of seeing little blue dots disappear. What a mess. And here we are, just, trying our best, and it's just blink, 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 gone. So it's we're going to have more discussion about it later on. So,
yeah, it was rough, but yeah, the pricing was difficult. And then the fact, for anybody that follows us on Twitter, we were putting out those questions, what other people were saying. And man, the Galaxy, apparently last year they got theirs. Vancouver apparently was offered this to their season ticket holders. But to be fair, Vancouver had no chance of hosting Messi. Do you think if there's any chance that Vancouver hosts Messi, that this doesn't happen to them?
I don't know, because in reality, they sent the notification just a week ago.
But there was never a chance of Miami going to Vancouver because we ended up with the higher seed. So it's easy to look good when you know that there's no chance, right? Like, if it's NYC coming over, like, you're like, how do I fill up the stadium? It's the MLS Cup final, but I know there's not going to be people like dying to come watch NYCFC in Vancouver unless you are a supporter of one of those two teams. Whereas in this, it's different because you have Messi, right? So, maybe it's easy in that case to be like, yeah, we offered it to them, and I don't know.
Well, and on top of that, you have Jack Cart that's saying the final should have taken place in a big stadium. I was listening to Peter Brown yesterday, and he mentioned, there was people that were asking for Hard Rock. Hard Rock, you're already getting into a big bag of worms there. So I don't think that would have been good. And on top of that, I think it's fair to say, end it in dry pink. So,
yeah. And real quick, Pedri Potter is saying that season ticket holders complain and they get everything the cheapest. Pedri, I'm not sure where you get your information. Well, season ticket holders don't get anything cheaper. And people that have been here, I got my tickets literally in 2019. The team started in 2020. I had my tickets since 2019, and I didn't even get first dibs today. I wasn't priority. The people that paid the premium seats are the ones that got priority. So a lot of reasons to be annoyed. But again, we'll circle back to that towards the end of the show when we have a few people joining us.
Yeah.
There is an interesting topic that we brought up earlier this year, and I think we brought it up last year also, and we always got a lot of crap for it.
Yeah.
Because everybody was saying that the loaner, yes, loaner, you can jump onto another show because we're gonna waste a lot of time talking about tickets today. 2 years ago and this year, we had a conversation
about tickets
where we said,
unless you're people that don't go to games.
if we win the chip, do we get a parade? And if we do get a parade, where would it be? Now everybody was like, "Oh my God, why would you guys talk about that so much? Why would you guys talk about that so much?" Well, I guess now it's an appropriate time to talk about it. Like, where does that happen?
Well, it's funny because we've talked about that topic before, and Peter Brown was just talking about it on yesterday's show. I'm sure he's talking about it as well. But I think it has to be in Broward. There's no way you can put it in Miami, right? Like, the entire history has been in Broward County. If it was up to me, I'd just throw it on commercial right in front of Dunkin' Donuts. Right in front of Dunkin' Donuts.
Are you joking right now, or are you being serious?
No, I'm dead ass. Right down Commercial Boulevard, pass right by Dunkin' Donuts. What, you want it on A1A? Everybody wants it on A1A. Take the Panthers route? No.
I don't even know what
Send
A1A
Messi
is.
up Commercial. A1A is Collins Avenue, but just further north. Like Aventura.
Oh, okay. No, I
area.
think if there's a parade,
like
it would
North
have to
Miami
be down
Beach.
in Miami. If it's not in Miami, it's not going to happen. They're just going to have a celebration at the stadium. No parade.
Why would you have it in Miami?
Because
They've never played anything in the 305 other than at freaking 8th Street. Yeah, but
the Florida Panthers is different because they're not the Miami Panthers. They're the Florida Panthers. So they could do it in Disney Springs if they wanted to, and it makes sense. Inter Miami should have a parade in Miami if they were going to have one. With that said, they probably
one of the most
won't have
awful ideas.
Oh, I don't think they're going to have one, period. I told you, I didn't think that they were going to have
You don't think they're going to have a parade?
No. I think that they will have some type of celebration at the stadium. I hope they don't charge for it because that would be messed up. but I wouldn't put it past them. $50 parking.
That would suck big time.
I wouldn't go if they're charging for that.
Hopefully Fridge Guy shows up.
But yeah, so I was curious to see what people thought, maybe in the chat, maybe in the comments if you're not watching live. What happens if they have a parade? Yeah, last year before the Atlanta game too, we were talking about the parade. Yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying? What was the question again?
I don't remember. But we to Loner's point, he said we talked about it before the Atlanta game. I think we talked about it like in the beginning of the season. This has been a topic of conversation on the show for a while. We just haven't touched on it in a while. But it was always a curiosity, like, where would that be? Because we are Miami. We play in North Broward. Do you appease the Broward people and give them a parade? I think that they just cancel both out and they just do it in the stadium. Just like they did the Noche de Oro. They did La Presentación. Remember that one for when Messi first arrived? I think it'll be something similar to that.
I think that when we have our round table later, I feel like that's a good question to ask during the round table. Let's talk about the two guys that we got up here on the topics that are spending their last time in pink this coming Saturday.
Not just their last time in pink. They both have legendary careers, like legendary. And I don't say that lightly, like legit. They are legends of the world game.
Yeah. And
they are both 100% going to play their final professional game on Saturday, which is reason alone to be at that stadium. So it's going to be crazy to know that you're watching them play for the last time. So we can start with Sergio Busquets because he was the first one that arrived. He arrived with Messi. He was part of La Presentación. We thought Jordi Alba might follow, but it wasn't a sure thing yet. Like that season, we knew that there was a chance that we got Busquets and that we got Messi because when that season started, they didn't give the jersey number 10 and the jersey number 5 to any player that year. So when we saw that those two numbers were missing, we're like, ooh, Busquets and Messi might be on their way. And that's the way it came. So let's start with Sergio Busquets. Mastermind in the midfield. I think when he first got here, when he was the most impactful, I think people started playing him a little tighter, marking him a little more. And I think because we play such a high line without that, and even sometimes with this year, Mascherano, his lack of athleticism was showing a little bit. His age was showing a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think although the mind and the passing, the accurate pass, that first goal to Allende this past weekend, that all Busquets, although that's still
Beautiful pass.
top notch in this league, it's such a counter-attacking league that it's very difficult for Busquets at his age to kind of keep up defensively, at least. So I hate to see such a legend retire, but I think for him it might be time. But I think it's awesome that we're going to see him play his last game, and he's been great since he's been here.
Look, and I wasn't a follower of these players before they got to Inter Miami. Like, I mean, I knew them from afar in terms of seeing them play internationally, but like Busquets, from what I've always seen, is like, and I'm going to compare this to American football, was like a quarterback. Like his mind is the kind of mind that it's like he sees things before they happen. And Messi does that too, but Busquets is in a role where he's not attacking. He has to be so creative and skilled with his approach. And the fact of the matter is that Busquets has had a huge imprint on this team, and nobody is going to replace that guy and his brain. You can only hope that a parcel of him, a piece, is going to be replicated with somebody like Yannick Bright or someone else that comes onto the team. Sergio Busquets was probably one of the best acquisitions that we've had, aside from the next guy that we'd be talking about.
No, for sure. And Busquets, like I said, I thought that although he is great and you can still see his brilliance, even this past weekend with that pass to Allende, that assist, it shows. But I thought that, okay, I could see why it's time to retire. So we can move on to Jordi Alba.
Yeah.
Whereas in Jordi Alba, that one I don't see. He could still ball at a high level. He could still dominate in the MLS.
Absolutely.
In the MLS, that's the one that surprises me the most, because I really do believe that he can be the best left back in this league still. The way he can still get up and down the pitch, the way he still creates for himself and others. Like to me, Jordi Alba has been, out of the 4 Barca guys that came over, to me, Jordi Alba was second. Busquets did great. Jordi Alba, to me, the contributions that he made, he was second out of those 4. And I think that he still has, like Luis Suarez, all indications are that he's not going to retire. He's going to come back maybe. I think he's ready to retire. Sergio Busquets, ready to retire. Jordi Alba could still go, should still go. And to me, I'm still praying that somehow he ends up having second thoughts and ends up like, you know what, let me come back for another year. Because we are going to miss him tremendously. Me too.
Well, and that's the weird part, right? Like, I feel like the decision that he made isn't so much like I'm at the end of the line. I feel like the decision he made is more so, I'm doing this for personal reasons. You see him play, and he's got a year or 2 left. Him, in my opinion, I think out of all the players that we got aside from Messi, is probably the best. And arguably his impact to the team also is right up there with Messi. Because from a defensive perspective,
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. Last year, there was a stat that we brought up on the show where last year, the attack, 70% of it was built up the left side. We depended so much on Jordi Alba down that left side last year. We won the Supporter Shield. Now, I understand that this year it changed a little bit, right? We became a little more balanced. But last year, we depended so much on him. He had 14 assists from the left back position last year. He was second in the team. Like, Jordi Alba was an absolute monster. And I think, and Mike Longan, I saw in the chat, he commented, he said possibly being sacrificed for something. Now, Miami's freeing up 2 DP spots with Busquets and Alba retiring. Busquets retiring, that's the Rodrigo de Paul spot. So Messi, Rodrigo de Paul, but because Alba is retiring, we have an extra DP spot. So conspiracy theory says, which a lot of people have been saying, Jordi Alba probably was told, like, we can't pay you DP money because we have intentions of bringing somebody else in. And Jordi Alba's probably like, all right, well, then I got to go.
I want to mention something here before. Well, go ahead to the Super Slam here. Rick A with a $9.99 Super Slam.
Shout out to Rick A. Appreciate you.
Says, Jordy saw how you can deteriorate between one season and the next. He has seen how Suarez aged in 1 year and over the season, leave the game before it leaves you type of deal.
Oh, that's an interesting
You
take.
know,
But he's got like another 2 or 3 years with him, man, because he's still at such a high level.
Yeah, man.
Like Luis Suarez, you see him limping around and stuff. Jordi Alba is just a monster.
And then on top of that, look, I can kind of agree with this comment, but at the same time, like I'm going to jump to another one. Sub V is saying Jordy is tired of MLS. I've seen him play. Like he looks like he's like legit having fun, and like you could tell that he's actually trying to like coach up some of the players. Like think about the evolution of Noah Allen, dude. Like Noah Allen was improving, but like I feel like Noah Allen has hit a different level in his career. And I don't want to say that it's because of Jordi Alba, but I'm pretty sure playing next to him, you learn a thing or two.
And Alba is returning. Yeah, he took some type of ownership or something with his hometown team.
Yeah.
So maybe that has something to do with it also. Maybe this is just an opportunity that he had to take right now and he couldn't wait. But that's rough. That's a rough one. And then the loaner's asking, I know the preview episode will come, but I had this question that playing in the afternoon heat of Miami would affect the Vancouver team. It's not going to be that hot. It's going to be like a nice spring day for Vancouver. Let's see.
Well, and not only that, but like you don't think that Vancouver is like kind of dying to play in this warm nice weather? Like
it's going to be like 80
It's not like they're
out.
begging for snow. Like this isn't where you bring out the snow plow and it's like, oh, we're right at home. Vancouver doesn't want to play in 20-degree weather. You kidding me?
I checked. It's going to be 80 degrees.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing for them.
Hopefully it's breezy, and it'll be a nice day for us also out in the stadium. But yeah, so many reasons to watch this game. 2 of them being Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba's final game. If you're a fan of the game of football, like just to appreciate and the legends that they were, you get to see them bow out. Hopefully with a win, but regardless, great careers coming to an end.
And not only that, but there are a lot of gaps that are going to be that are going to have to be filled, right? I mean, it seems like people are a little bit more comfortable with Busquets' exit than Jordi Alba's exit, because with Jordi Alba, Noah Allen isn't a shoo-in for the position. You know, people are talking about Regilon, and I don't know. That's going to be something to think about as well.
Soccer Daddy, which stays in Vancouver, is saying that it's snowing today in Vancouver. So I'm sure that Vancouver's happy that they're coming down here. Juan saying, my dad is Portuguese, obviously a Ronaldo fan. Yeah. Watching the game with him can be tough. Really need Miami to come through so I can be like goats are only Argentine. My father isn't that bad, but my father can get a little obnoxious when it comes to like if Miami scores the first goal, he's like, oh, you could turn it off. You could turn it off. That's it. The game's over. And it's like, don't do that, man. Don't do that. And sometimes I
love watching games with him.
The opposite to happen, just so to be like, you see. But I get the whole dad thing. It could be fun. It could be frustrating sometimes also.
You are 100% correct. In 39 degrees, it is snowing in Vancouver. Only today, though. There's no snow for the rest of the week. I mean, it looks like it's going to rain crazily on Sunday and Monday. So there's your weather forecast for Vancouver, everybody.
Have Hope's asking, when do you think the MVP to Messi? It'll probably be at some point this week. It'll be before the final. Last year, it was the week before the final. So he'll get it at some point in the next couple of days. And we're going to discuss that. And we're going to discuss a couple of other awards that were given out or
it's treble season, Danny.
Were announced. We're going to be talking about that on the Battered MLS Fans show after this show. So after that, make sure you jump in. We're talking about a couple of other awards that were announced, like Andre Dyer. He won Newcomer of the Year. And a couple rumors, a couple players that are leaving teams. So it'll be a fun episode there also. All right. Now, I wanted to talk about successful season, but we do have a guest in the backstage, so I'm going to hold off on that topic because I want to ask that guest that question. So I'm going to jump on to the last topic, and then we'll circle back to the successful season. All right?
Okay.
So the reason I put short history, over the last 48 hours, a lot of talk about the 47 trophies that Messi's won. Another thing that's been talked about a lot is the fact that Miami, and I always see the picture of the standings. When Messi arrived, Miami was in last place, and now he's won 3 trophies with the team. So
foolish.
I want to go ahead and just go over real quick short history, just because I want to punch my phone every time I see that. It annoys the hell out of me, and that's legit. Like, it really annoys me. You guys really annoy me. I want to be very clear. Miami, first of all, was in existence for 2 full years before Messi arrived. How many teams are winning a bunch of trophies in 2 years? I don't know. So first off, shut up, because that's dumb to start talking about the history before Messi when it was 2 years. Second, the year before Messi arrived, this team made the playoffs. Okay? That's second. Third.
Yes.
And the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's my club, and you guys are trashing my club. So I need to make sure that I mention this. Third, Inter Miami, after coming off the playoffs, meaning they had a playoff team, instead of improving their team to keep competing, they chose not to re-sign their best player, which was Pozuelo, and they didn't bring anybody onto the team. Literally nobody. They went in bare bones, and they came out and they spoke to the fans, and they explained to them, hey, we have bigger plans. That is why you have this team. Yes, this is why you have this current team, because we have bigger plans. They didn't mention any names, but we knew what they were talking about. So they sacrificed the first half of that season to make sure that they had the money and the roster flexibility to sign a Messi, a Busquets, and a Jordi Alba. Okay? So I just want to make sure that I emphasize this, because all you dumbasses that seem to think that this team was lost. And yes, I am grateful that Messi's here, and I do believe that we don't do as many things in this time if Messi's not here. But to say that this club was nothing and that Messi took this team from last place to now, relax.
Guys are
it's
full
not
of
that
shit.
serious. This team could have been much better. The reason they were where they were was because they had to make sure they purposely didn't sign players to make sure that they can get Messi in the summer. So please stop with this. I know that you guys like to put Messi on the pedestal. He is the greatest of all time, but I promise you, if you don't do that, he's still the greatest player of all time. So just stop with the nonsense. It's really annoying.
I mean, do you remember the days where we were all watching Pozuelo do a stationary bike from his balcony? And we were wondering on what's going on. Yeah. And everybody's like, what the hell's going on with Pozuelo? We need to sign him. And in the back talks, you hear all the stuff about Messi.
And both things are true, Soccer Daddy, because this team doesn't get to where it is right now if it's not for Messi. So that is true. But to say that, this whole like, oh my God, but you guys were the worst in the league.
Like Messi saved us. Get out of here.
You were the worst in the league. No, we weren't the worst in the league. Technically, at that point we were, but the year before we were in the playoffs. And we chose to tank in order to get Messi. So, like, again,
listen.
Yes, Messi's great. He's the greatest. I promise you, he'll still be the greatest if you don't start talking nonsense. And that's it. I just wanted to make sure I brought that up because it does annoy me. It shouldn't annoy me, but it does annoy the hell out of me.
Well, and I'm looking because we were in the playoffs the year prior to Messi getting here.
Oh, and I don't
know if you guys remember.
We also made it to the Open Cup semifinals before Messi showed up. We had made it to the Open Cup semifinals, which he played in the semifinal, but we were already there when he got there. Again, that's it. All I'm going to mention about that is just it does annoy me. And then real quick, before I bring on our guest, batterfans.com, promo code Black Friday 25 for 25% off of everything, the Villain shirt and any other shirts on the website. Make sure that you jump on there because tonight is the last night that promo code works. So Black Friday 25. All right. So successful season. We're going to talk about the tickets. But before we do, I want to get into the successful season talk. So before we do that, let's bring on some guests. So let me bring on here Mr. Mike Longan from the Inter Miami show, and Mr. SoFlo Soccer, Mr. Matt. So let's start with Mike. Mike, how you doing, sir?
I'm great, man. We're here. We're at the promised land. I just want to know. I just have one question. Why do you get to rant and no one complains, but when I rant on my show, it becomes a whole thing?
Because Danny's word is the gospel. Danny's word is the gospel, and
I agree with Danny. Everything he just said.
It is.
Well, I appreciate that you agree because, and you know what? It shouldn't annoy me, but there's this picture that keeps going around where it shows us, like, I think it's 13th, and you see Messi's head looking up, and it pisses me off every time I see it. It pisses me off. This is my club. Respect my club. Anyway, go ahead, Chris.
Betty talks about propaganda. That is the ultimate negative propaganda. Like, not fact-filled at all.
All right. And Matty Ice, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling good. For the most part. Obviously, because of what happened today, I'm like a little bit mixed emotions, but like I'm happy in where we are right now as a club, and in the position that we're going to be in this Saturday. And no, that's it. That's literally it. I'm feeling good about this Saturday.
All right. Well, before we get into the tickets, because that's what we want to talk about, I figured that I'd ask you guys, because you guys are as committed to this club as we are. If we do not win on Saturday, is this still considered a successful season? I'm going to start with Chris because I think I know where Mike's going to go with this. I'm going to start with Chris, and then I'll go counterclockwise to Matt, and then I'll leave Mike for last because I think I know where Mike goes. Chris, is this a successful season if we do not win on Saturday? And remember, I want to be very clear. As of yesterday, we found out that we have a Las Vegas Cup and we have an Eastern Conference trophy, which apparently counts also. So we have 2 trophies this season.
The trouble.
Put that out there and make sure that I make that very clear. So, Chris, 2 trophies. Is this a successful season if we don't win the MLS Cup?
Well, this, like I said, treble is loading, okay? But no, it wouldn't be a successful season. Like, legitimately, we wanted Leagues Cup, CCC. CCC was a red carpet. The fact that we got basically taken out, forget about it. And now MLS Cup, we don't win it, not a successful season.
Okay, so 2 trophies not enough for you. Matt, is this a successful season if we don't win on Saturday?
I really want to say no, but honestly, I think it would be. I think considering the fact that Mascherano being his first season with us, his first full season with us, he took us pretty far in a lot of the competitions that we would have never. I'm not saying it was because of him, but we just wouldn't have gotten that far in the past. And we're Eastern Conference champions regardless. And I think that is a huge achievement to, for our club. Would I have wanted like a quote unquote real trophy? Yeah. Like like a Leagues Cup or a CONCACAF Champions Cup and now the MLS Cup. But I think I say, yeah, I'd be content with the progress that we've made as a club throughout the year. So I would say, yeah.
All right. So Matt says yes. Chris says no. Mike, tiebreaker.
I'm trying to struggle if winning MLS Cup is actually a successful season.
Okay. Oh, this is the hot takes that we can think back.
The Eastern Conference Cup is about the Eastern Conference Cup.
You're getting a star on the crest, though, Mike.
I mean, Chris, what's our first trophy we ever won? What's our first?
Only Carolina
Cup. Know this. And how much do we really care about the Carolina Cup? And that's what the Eastern Conference Cup is about, as valuable as the Carolina Challenge Cup. The first trophy that Inter Miami ever won, and what 90% of the fans don't even know about. So I don't think these 2 trophies we've got count. We were told by ownership we were going to win multiple trophies a year. Mm-hmm. So by the statements of ownership when they brought Messi in, this is not a successful season. Now, Tata Martino, which I have a long history of bashing, did say the only trophy that matters is the one that puts your star in the crest. So that's where I'm kind of saying I struggle with if this is enough to say it was successful. I'm kind of wavering. If we win, I'll probably say it was successful. But losing is absolutely out of the not successful. There's no way you can look at this and say it was anything successful with a 0 legitimate trophy.
Oh, doblete?
It's a treble. It's like 1 point. You're the math guy. It's like 1.2 is what you get out of that. I don't think that's a
Hey,
treble.
Hey man, that's the argument I've been having with people all weekend. But people keep telling me that the Eastern Conference Trophy is a legit FIFA trophy. So
is Carolina. I think the Carolina Conference Cup was too, and no one even if you ever go do a visit of the facility, they don't even have the trophy up. So that's where I put the Eastern Conference. There we go. Thank you.
Yes.
There's our first trophy.
There we go.
What a picture.
Yeah. All right. So I agree with both Chris and Mike.
I
think it's a failure if we don't win, even if we made it to the final. The only thing I think you get out of making it to the final is I think Mascherano keeps his job. I think Mascherano has come a long way. He's made some tough decisions, mainly benching Suarez and some other decisions that he's made, changing formation and things like that. So in that aspect, I think that he has earned to keep his job, right? Because a lot of people were questioning if he should or not. But I do agree that this is a failure of a season if they don't win. They have to win on Saturday, especially on Alba and Busquets' final game. Like, send them out on a high note. All right. So now we asked you guys to come on because, like us, you guys are season ticket holders. And we had our fair issues, right? A fair amount of issues today. Getting our tickets, honestly, is just what it is. I've been a season ticket holder since 2019. I was within the first 100 ever season ticket holders for this franchise. I think Mike was also. So I've been here from the jump. So I was there from day one, that first open training where they invited everybody before the first open game. I was sitting at that stadium where it was majority. I think it might have been like a couple hundred people in there. And I was there from day one. It would suck if I get to miss, if I have to miss the last day of the stadium of any meaningful games. So I was very frustrated today, but I want to know what your guys' experience was. And I'll start with Matty Ice. Matty Ice, what was the experience that you had today with getting your tickets? And do you want to just share your thoughts?
Yeah, it was just, I was super excited. I'm going to be honest. I was super excited jumping on. I had an iPad, I had a laptop, and I had my phone. So I'm like, I'm not missing this. Like I was so ready. I woke up at 7 a.m, even though I knew, like, I woke up, I was so hyped. I was so hyped. And
you were locked in.
I was so locked in, guys. I was so locked in. But and I was there, I was just waiting, passing the time, and then you joined the queue. I joined a 10,000 people queue. I'm like, okay, a lot of people wanted to get in. I mean, like, there's a 21,000 seat arena, 10,000 people, whatever. I waited like 30 minutes after the queue. I get in. It's like, first of all, there's like no options, or like there's very limited options available. Our section wasn't available. I think it was section 124 wasn't available. It was only like behind the benches. They were all like $400 plus, $300 plus, $600 plus, and I'm like, okay, and
that's tough.
And I'm like, that's pretty tough, and I'm broke. Like I'm broke, guys. I just graduated college like 2 years ago.
Financially challenged also.
So I, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I can't be dropping that. And what I was going to do, my parents don't know this, but I was going to buy them tickets as like a Christmas gift. So if it was like maybe $200 each, I was like, all right, I'll spend $200. I'll spend, what is it, $600 for me and my parents to go. But I'm like, it was like close to like $1,600, $1,500. I'm like, yeah, maybe not. They'll get some socks this year. But anyway, no, yeah, it was super frustrating. And then I had to break the news to them. I was like, hey, because then I tried again. What was it? At 1 o'clock and then at 2 o'clock, whatever and it was just nothing. It was just, at that point, it was just resellers. They were selling it tickets upwards of $800. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I guess I'm just not going to the MLS Cup final, which sucks because I'm like you guys. I've been a season ticket member since 2019. We've been doing this for 5 full seasons now, and it just sucks that in the most historic game of our history, of our very short history, we're just not going to be there physically to back our guys. And I had to break that news to my parents, and they were like, "Damn, like that really," because me and my dad were going to those games week in and week out, and it just sucks. It was just really, really frustrating, really annoyed. I sent an email to my rep. So I'm like, dude, help me out here. But yeah, no, I'm very upset, very disappointed, very frustrated with how everything has been handled. And they really should have given us the opportunity to take our own seat before everybody.
I'm with you because I talked to Chris and I said, I'm gonna try to get, because they told us we had an option to get more than our seats, because I have 2 seat tickets. I thought, oh, maybe I can get 4 and I can take my kids. So I was excited. I was like, I'm gonna be able to share this moment with my wife and my kids. And I couldn't even get a ticket for myself. Like, things got really, really rough. Mike, what was your experience like? Because I know you had the earlier window.
Yeah, I unfortunately to say it's kind of completely what I expected the club to do. I think I told you guys yesterday that I expected 3-time pricing. It's about what the seats in my section went for. I got in. I kept on pressing blue dots when I went to go hit purchase. They were sold. Finally, I refreshed it and I kind of cleared everything out until I just could see seats. Saw 3 seats, grabbed them, paid the price. Listen, I've been on the show a couple times. Everyone says I'm the negative guy and constantly just bash the club, but this is how this club has treated Inter Miami's OG fans for 2 years now. There hasn't been the respect for the people who put in the sweat to support the club, that went to the Hurricane game, went to watch the MLS back, tournament just to see what was going on, see the club for the first time. I'm not at all surprised by the disaster that was today. The club had some real opportunities, and I say this kind of selfishly, to take care of at least the 2019 and 2020 fans, give those groups some special love. I talked to my rep about 2 months ago, and he told me there's still about 1,000 accounts from 2019, which is actually surprising. I think that's more than a lot of us expected. But I really think they could have Sunday night had the reps reaching out to those 1,000 accounts, try to protect them at the very least. Like, hey, you were there first day of Drive Pink, let's put you there last day of Drive Pink. That would have been really special, and I think it would have sold well.
Yes.
I guess I'm not as angry. Chris, Dan, I've been talking to you guys most of the day. I'm not as angry as you guys are, because this is exactly what my expectations were. Like, this isn't less than expectations. This is exactly how we were joking. Like, I actually thought the code was going to be MLS Cup 2025 PRM for the premium. Like, we knew it was going to be a generic code. We knew they were going to be messing with tickets. My seats became available like at 10 minutes into my window. I tried to pick them, but then they were already gone, which, by the way, they're already up for like $2,500 a seat now. And then I think the worst thing was, I know, Chris, if you have the image I sent you, but like, there's sections in the East now, they're 20 to 30% resale already.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
there's entire blocks.
Listen,
there should be a way to block people from reselling tickets. I wish there was a way to do that, because
there is 100%. So they've sold tickets to the SGs before that had a no sale clause. Now the problem is you also need a no transfer clause, because that way you can't use StubHub. But Ticketmaster absolutely supports a no sell option. So like, there are options the club could be doing. I just think it's ridiculous. If you look at the South, some of the new South East stands, the whole top block is resale. Like, the bots got in and did a ton of damage.
Yeah. Well, and I just want to mention,
should I buy now or tomorrow? Yeah. Buy now.
Yeah, buy now before it's gone.
Because I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get cheaper. And just so you guys know, I'm looking at the tickets right now. The cheapest ticket, just general sales, is $366 in the Lego stands, in the Northeast stands, and that's row 26 a piece.
Look, playing devil's advocate, go ahead, Mike. I think you can see what I'm going to say.
Devil's advocate. I think the bots bought so many tickets that come Friday. If you're just trying to get in, you don't care where you sit. I think it's worth waiting. I think there's just too many tickets went to the bots
a couple hours before.
You see, and by the way, you can always tell bots bought 5 or 6 at a time. They bought big chunks, their whole chunks of areas.
Yeah.
Just those seats, eventually they're going to come down in price because they don't want to take the loss.
Yep. And that's what happens throughout all the playoffs. The first game that I couldn't go to because it was a Halloween activity. It was like one of those things for Halloween at school that I couldn't go to the first playoff game. I had to sell my tickets. I think I sold them at a loss because nobody wanted to buy them. Now, it's the MLS Cup final. Maybe it's a little hotter commodity, I guess. Yeah. But people that are expecting to make crazy money off of this, you're in the wrong market. You're not going to make a crazy killing on this. So all you did was just mess it up for everybody else because you're not going to be making a killing off of this. But yeah, I think you should buy right now just because the tickets aren't going down, at least not on Ticketmaster. But like Mike said, you can roll the dice and possibly luck out day of. But I don't know. I would wait. And
by the well, I was going to say something that I realized the guy who commented it was the same guy who told me I was going to say, so I'm not going to make the comment. Sorry about that, Chris.
We did get a discount as season ticket members. The ones I have are going for $100 more. Retail, not resale. I checked now. They did something, but not the right thing.
Well, did we get a discount or did Ticketmaster's, what's the pricing model? The where price constantly goes up. I think I don't know if they did something for us as much as dynamic pricing just took effect the way we were all ticketing, and Ticketmaster just kind of started racking up the price. Like, I don't know if there was really a built-in discount versus we basically bought every ticket in sight, and therefore dynamic ticketing took effect.
Shout out to Blake Kleitlinger,
and shout out to
name in the game,
the best last name, Keitlinger. 1999 Zuber Simon says, you guys in online broadcasting space deserve a trophy as well for your work, time, and dedication to this franchise, and make it to the last stop. Listen, shout out to you, Blake, because all of us here, including the guy that's coming from downtown, we do put a lot of time and effort into all of this stuff, and we do it because we love the team and we love the game. So
absolutely. And I don't need a trophy. I just want tickets.
That's
it. Just give me tickets. I'm good after that. Chris, all right, your experience today and how are you feeling about the tickets? Because the reason that, at least I can't speak for Chris, but the reason I was upset was because we found out LA Galaxy, everybody's saying like, oh, but it's on the MLS. It's on the MLS. Well, apparently it wasn't on the MLS last year for LA, and LA is a big market. They have people that go to those games. Vancouver offered their fans already. So is it really on the MLS? Because it sounds like it's on the front office to me.
That's what bothered me about this whole thing, right? There's actual recency information. Like there's a precedence for this. And you have an example just last week that, Vancouver is willing and able to lock up season ticket member seats. Now, Mike brought up an interesting thing when we were talking earlier today about the certain percentages. So I thought about Vancouver, and it's a pretty big stadium. So that makes a lot of sense, right, Mike? I mean, that's just the one thing that kind of stood out for me at that point.
Yeah, the guy who commented on your post basically said that, and I don't know if this is true, that MLS requires 4,000 seats or so to make it work. And if you assume 80% of Drive Pink, I'm not calling Chase Stadium, if 80% of Drive Pink is supporter seats, that really barely leaves 4,000 seats. So it's cutting it super close, which is the only way I can kind of say, hey, both things may be right? Like Vancouver could do it because they had the bigger stadium, but since we have a smaller stadium, but that's where I go. Like, I really wish they did something for the season ticket members or the initial guys. Like, do something versus nothing.
I had a theory that I brought up earlier in the show. And it was Vancouver was nice enough to offer that 2 weeks ago because they knew that they had no chance of hosting Messi and Inter Miami. They knew if they hosted, it was against NYCFC. So here you go. Here are your tickets for the MLS Cup final because we'll be hosting NYC if we host. If Miami is a possibility, and it's possible that Messi ends up being the one that comes over, do you think that they're as nice and offer those tickets the same way? Because there's a lot more money to be had if they know that Messi's a possibility. So I think it's easy to play that game when NYCFC is the only option we got. And with that said, I want to welcome Peter Brown, downtown Peter Brown. What's going on, man? How are you doing, sir?
How you doing, guys?
We're doing great.
Good.
Let's have the OG over here, and we kind of wanted to get your take because we got everybody else's take. Because here we're all season ticket holders. We all talk into Miami on a regular basis here on YouTube, but we're all season ticket holders, and we all had different experiences. So we were kind of curious as to what your experience was today when it came to this ticket. I don't want to say debacle, but this interesting day for the team.
I mean, I kind of went as I expected. If you've bought tickets to an event through Ticketmaster, like, look, this sounds silly, but I use this as my example. I bought my daughter Taylor Swift tickets, and when they were at the Tampa, and that was, that broke the internet. But I've been through the getting in the queue and all that kind of stuff, and the nonsense of your code working, or you click on a ticket and you put it in your cart, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work, and it says it's sold out. And so I've been through that. Ticketmaster sucks, so it kind of went about as I expected. But I spent the day basically. None of my people I work with are watching, but I spent the day basically hovering around or talking to people.
We all spent the day.
Yeah. But I mean, I had people reporting to me what the prices were like at 10 a.m., what the prices were like, when I got in, and then I was just now in there and seeing that the prices are dropping, which is interesting.
Interesting.
So, I bought seats in section 115, right? And at the playoffs, that seat was around $100, right? And so at 10 a.m., that price was basically doubled, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was then the price at 1 p.m. it was tripled, and then at 4 p.m. it was like $550. Yeah, so it kept going up.
When I got on, the cheapest ticket was $380.
Okay.
Yeah, which was ridiculous. I can't afford that. Not for two tickets.
Right. And,
it's $341 right now, by the way. So it is dropping. It's cheaper than Danny when even you were there. Just logged in.
Oh.
Yeah, I was hovering so much today that I'm now blocked. I can't get in anymore.
What's funny is that happened initially happened to my brother. He kept messing with it, trying to get in and out so much. When 1 o'clock came, it blocked him from getting on. And he couldn't get on anymore. It was blocked. I didn't even know that was a thing because it said that it was suspicious activity happening.
Yeah. I mean, the key to these things is you need to be logged into that queue like 30 minutes early and just waiting for the clock to tick. And you got to be, you don't type in that keyword. You've already copied it and you're ready to just hit
copy and paste.
Command V. You've already copied it. You're taking just the paste. You're just pasting. Any shortcut to get in you're taking.
Well, what's funny is that I was in the queue and 15 minutes early, and I was still 7,000th in line.
Yeah, when I got in, I was 700, so I got in quick.
Damn.
Ooh, yeah, no, you got in quick. I mean, I got in. It was set. I got in. I think it was 6,000. I mean, Matt got in. He was like 10,000.
I was 10,000. Yeah.
I have a friend that sent me a screenshot. They were 44,000.
But that doesn't make sense to me. Do you really think that there were 44,000 people on there trying to get tickets? I highly doubt that.
I tried logging in at like 4 o'clock, and I don't know if there's a third sale, but I was 29,000, and I don't know, it was just picked a random time.
Yeah, it's 4 p.m. was the last one.
Was there? It's like it seemed like there were tons of people pressing the button. Now, bot farms jumping in and trying to get the last of the tickets because I talked to a rep at what time to open? 10:30. I talked to a rep, and they were pretty freaking out because they realized someone on Twitter leaked the initial premium code, and then it was. I think that's where everyone's commenting that the premium people bought more regular seats than expected, but I'm sure that's because the bots got in and tried picking up the cheapest tickets they could.
No. Peter, I didn't get your opinion. We went around round table and we asked. Well, first of all, Eastern Conference trophy. Do you consider it a real trophy?
No. Meaningless.
Thank you. I love it.
It only matters because it gets you to this game.
Right, but it's not a trophy.
I saw on Twitter somebody saying that it was more meaningful than the Leagues Cup, and that's baloney. Wearing my Leagues Cup shirt. You may not like the Leagues Cup as a tournament, but you get into the CONCACAF Champions Cup, so there's more value.
I feel like if it's a trophy, it has to be the end of the tournament.
Right. This is just a stepping stone. So it's a meaningless trophy. Okay, we're going to celebrate whatever. All that mattered is you get to play next Saturday. That's the trophy.
So my question to you, if they do not win on Saturday, is this a successful season?
I mean, I think, in my opinion, yeah, you made the forward progress. Public opinion? Hell no. It's a disaster. Burn it all down.
And if we win it, it's a success, even though it's only one trophy.
If we win it, Mascherano is a genius.
All right. right,
a
You
genius.
do no wrong.
And look at this guy. Look at Justin Blair. His Cincinnati people were talking trash to us, saying that we're just
Get
now
outta
finding
here,
out
Justin.
the rules of MLS Cup. So I politely asked them, what did their fans get when they made the MLS Cup?
Yeah, I don't know.
They didn't make the MLS Cup, Peter.
I don't know who
They've never
Justin
made
Blair
it.
is a fan of.
They have more
I don't-
wooden spoons than I think anybody in the league. So
Who's Justin Blair a fan of?
Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
Cincinnati. Matt,
Yeah.
any final words before we jump out of here? I appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Yeah, no, it's honestly the only thing I have to say is that kind of just answering or kind of
Yeah, go for it.
answering what everybody else really said about like, oh, like this was expected, like everybody should have really known this was going to happen, double price, triple price, whatever. Yeah, maybe it was expected, but it's not what should have happened. It's not what should have happened. It's not the right thing to happen to do by this franchise and by these people. They definitely could have taken the extra time to I think Mike said it, like on that a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, they could have emailed the OGs, done something a little bit special, an extra little last thank you for our loyalty, for our fandom, for all these 5 seasons, 6 years.
We were there before. They were called the Drive Pink. What was it called before Drive Pink? Was it just called Inter Miami Stadium?
It was called the Lockhart Stadium.
Yeah, we still call it a Lockhart.
Yeah,
No, but
Lockhart.
I'm saying when Inter Miami started playing there.
Wasn't it still Lockhart?
No, it was Inter Miami Stadium. The only
Oh.
the Lockhart element is still alive and well. I talked about this last week in the pipes underneath the stadium. The pipes are all printed with the words Lockhart because I have video of it on our channel.
Oh,
Do you? Well, I will tell you that it took them until the very end to finally fix the sinks, because usually when I would wash my hands when I use the bathroom, I burn my hands because the water, I don't know why it comes out so extremely hot. And then this past game, normal temperature. So they finally got it right.
Huh.
They
Well, look at
also
that.
fixed in section 115, there was a rope hanging for 5 years. It's
rope?
like every on the rafters, there's coiled rope.
Uh-huh.
This one was uncoiled. It had been hanging there for like 5 years. It's been
Like what?
coiled.
Like right over your head?
I mean, it's not that low.
Like-
I can't grab it, but it's
Right.
there. And
Uh-huh.
and within the last few weeks, somebody climbed up there, rolled it back up, and put it. Stupid little thing, but it
Nice.
kind of like
Hey,
bugs you. Like, why is that there?
Yeah. Well, and
Actually,
I
now
felt
that,
the
now
same
that
with
you
the-
said that, in my seat in section 124, I'm seated like right at the part where there's like a railing right in front of my seat. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And that railing had like 2 bars like this, like horizontally, and that top bar was kind of like sticking out and like essentially off, and the bottom bar was just completely on. And then they actually replaced it, and that was like that for like maybe a year. And I think they just replaced it now at the beginning of this playoffs. I'm pretty sure. So there's
Yeah.
little things like that. Now you mentioned it.
They're setting up for the question we forgot to ask everybody, Chris. I'll start with Mike because he's the last one that hasn't spoken in a while. Mike, if we win, hypothetically, right? Because I don't. Oh, you're jinxing it. You're jinxing it.
Mhm,
If we
mhm.
It's a
win,
dumb question, by the way, Daddy.
is there a parade? If there is a parade, where is the parade? 'Cause this is like-
I was commenting.
we've talked
I was
about this the last,
commenting
like,
on
3
this.
years.
You guys were ignoring my comments when you guys asked us. I don't think there's any way you can do a parade, just because, from logistically speaking, putting Messi on a bus down any of these streets. I mean, you remember when the videos coming out of Argentina when they won the World Cup, the disaster that was. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be that.
You think it's
big.
gonna get that bad? It's not
I
gonna
don't think
get
it's that
bad.
big, but still, it's going to be thousands of. I'm sorry. Congrats to the Florida Panthers. There is no that bus route would look like a school route compared to fans showing up for Messi on this bus, and I just don't think you can do it. So I think it has to be in a stadium. I think it has to be in Drive Pink, and I think, to your comment, Danny, they will charge for parking.
Well, yeah, because I suggested there's not going to be a parade. I think there'll be some type of like the presentación type of celebration
Yeah,
in the stadium.
yeah.
I think that's what they'll do, and they'll charge $50 for parking. Like I think that's what they'll do.
They'll
Peter,
charge entrance
do we
too,
get a
man.
parade? Do we get a parade?
So I
And if
talked
there
about
is, where
this.
is it?
I talked about this yesterday. There should be a parade because that's what's expected, right? Will they do it? Who knows? And it should be. It has to be in Fort Lauderdale. This team. Stop with your finger. This team is Miami in name only today. Currently, it is Miami in name only. You have Fort Lauderdale. The parade needs to be on Las Olas in Fort Lauderdale. I'll talk over your sound. They need to do what the Panthers basically did. They got a sweetheart deal on that land for like $1 for the next 1,000 years, and they need to repay the city by having the parade in the city, spotlighting the city that has given them the land that stadium sits on. It needs to be in Fort Lauderdale. You can have a parade in Miami, down Brickell, wherever you want next year.
No, absolutely no. We cannot have something going
I totally agree with that, Danny. But it needs to be down Commercial Boulevard, crossing in front of the Dunkin' Donuts in front of the stadium.
The Krispy Kreme.
Having said all that, they won't do it. They're not going to listen to anything I just said.
No, I think it'll be a celebration in the stadium at some point, which I hope that season ticket holders get a free ticket to.
Imagine it'll be like last year, or it'll be like how they presented Messi, and then it starts pouring down rain, and then everybody starts charging the entrance. It'll be just like that.
And he gets locked out of the stadium.
Yeah, I got locked out of the stadium for that one.
Oh my God, no way.
I think that was the worst rant I've gone on in the show after that. We came home and I just started yelling at the microphone. Yeah, so yeah, I think it'll be something inside the stadium, which they'll get their money back on the parking. But yeah, I don't see a parade. But if there is a parade, it has to be in Miami, which we aren't numbered here now that I noticed, Chris. We got 3 Broward guys. And then we're really far down.
Yes, exactly. You were losing that one. And I'm with the Broward idea.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely outnumbered.
They are currently a Broward team. Let's just acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I will say, someone threw out the comment of boat parade.
Miami?
The boat parade.
Well, and then hold on. And
actually is interesting.
Where?
Boat parade.
A boat parade. Doing it down
boat parade, Danny.
The intercoastal actually would work logistically and actually might be a little safer. And that would kind of be a cool thing.
Yeah, but then you're going to see guys on like jet
and
skis,
people aren't going to
like
swim towards the boat.
Going.
Well, that
get
is a fair
onto
point
the boat.
as well. They can do a firefighter boat, and if anyone gets too close, they shoot them with the fire cannons, and that's like win-win.
And then I want to make sure that we plug everybody. So I want to start with Peter and make sure that you watch him on Football Broward TV. Where he talks.
I didn't name the channel. I didn't name the channel. I'm like North Broward.
I appreciate all you guys. Peter, let everybody know where they can find you. I see some people talking about your blogs. Make sure that you check out his blogs. He does the awesome game day vlogs, and then he does his show also where he talks all things Broward soccer. Go ahead, Peter. Let them know what you.
You basically did at Football Miami TV on everything. Yeah, I mean our vlogs are pretty popular. So people, especially outside the area, like them. So they don't have to pay for Apple TV and they can watch the highlights. So
there you go. Okay, and then the loaner asked after saying that I'm arrogant, asked for your predictions. Peter, quick prediction.
3-2 Miami wins.
Mike, let everyone know where they can catch you, and then end it with the prediction.
All right, so at Inter Miami Show, me and my boy Branton doing that. We've been a little quiet lately, but I'm pretty sure a Mike rant is going to be coming after this because win or lose, I'm probably going to still call the season a failure. At M Long, and if you just want to hear my personal takes, we'll throw out Danny, Chris. Love you guys inviting me on because I make at least 3 enemies every time on the show, and I don't know who Loner is, but man, he is not a fan of me. So looking forward to him following me and me picking up a new subscriber.
I'm also going. Everybody, so
yeah, no, that's man. I haven't even said anything bad about Messi today. That would just really get people going. I'm gonna go with 3-2. I am gonna say it's gonna take us till extra time to win this match, but 3-2 in extra time, and we host the trophy.
Okay, Matt.
Mm-hmm. All right, you guys can catch me on SoFlo Soccer and everything. I do it by myself. I don't have a partner. It's okay though, because I got you guys in the chat. It doesn't matter. So no, but I think my prediction. Let me see. I think this is gonna be. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say 3-3. And then we win on pens. I'm saying 3-3 win on pens. It's gonna be just.
Could you
I'm gonna have
imagine-
just the.
Could you imagine the
same,
stress of penalties?
dude? I'm gonna have the same emotions and the same like feelings from the World Cup final.
2022.
I promise you. Yeah, same. It's gonna be the
nothing
same
can
thing.
compare
It's gonna
that.
be like no. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna say it's topping it.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be similar. I think. Seeing Messi and Mueller on the same pitch, I think would be very nostalgic.
I was there for the Leagues Cup final when they went to PKs, where Campana blew that last goal. And let me tell you something. That was what is the soap opera guy's name that missed that 5th PK? I already forgot his name.
I was gonna say Ustari, but it's not Ustari. It was the other guy.
I forgot.
Oh, he was a day one guy. We should everyone.
Yeah,
here
he
should
was
remember that
the Papi. He was the Papi that did todas las telenovelas look like.
Oh.
And he never played, but it was almost like
Ulloa.
put him on. He's the Ulloa.
Yeah,
thank
Victor
you.
Ulloa.
I would.
Ustari Ulloa.
blew
I got
that.
the right letter.
I mean,
But
when you
Ulloa
win, it's
played a
great.
lot.
Yeah, he did.
He played a lot back then.
but-
Yeah.
No PKs.
But that was
no PKs.
that was rough because that was the game winner and he blew it.
At least
But
this wasn't
anyway,
Bryce Duke.
No, Bryce Duke, worst PK taken ever in MLS and into Miami history, at least in that U.S. Open Cup game against Orlando. Chris.
I'm not going to do a prediction because we'll leave that for the preview, but I do have some final thoughts. I do want to thank Peter Brown and Mike and Matt for coming on. Peter Brown, you're a super OG, and Mike and Matt, you guys, all of you, even Danny, you guys were originals in terms of getting the season tickets. You guys got them day one, so I commend you guys. And because of Danny, I became a season ticket member, and I hated soccer. And I met guys like you that made this community better for me. So I definitely appreciate all of you guys. And I wish that Inter Miami would have done right by you guys. It's really a shame, but I mean, hopefully we can all still be able to make it to the game. So thank you guys for all of that.
No, thank you for that. I'm manifesting for all of us. And Mike's already gone, but like for everybody else.
Well,
Listen, just wait till Friday night when the bots get
Yes.
desperate and you're gonna pick up tickets.
That's
at a
exactly what
reasonable
my
cost.
plan is, honestly.
that's the
even
hope. That's the
Saturday.
hope. Look, like I told you, I had to sell my first game against Nashville off, and I sold them at a loss. So, appreciate everybody, all you guys joining us, everybody in the chat. If you want to keep talking some football, we're gonna be on Battered MLS Fans in a couple minutes, so make sure you join us there. We're talking rumors, tickets, and everything else that's going on with the MLS. So make sure that you join us for that. If you're listening on audio, leave us 5 stars and a comment. YouTube, like and subscribe, and like I said in the chat, you guys are the best part of the show. Appreciate you hanging out with us, and we will be back because this is a MLS Cup week. So we'll be back for a couple of shows this week. So until the next one, have a good one.